Hi everyone, it's Erica Olson from On Strategy. Thanks for tuning in to today's whiteboard video on OKRs that work. This whiteboard video is the first in a series about how to use and put OKRs to work in your organization. This one covers an overview, definitions, tips, etc. The next set of whiteboards will walk through how to create OKRs, how to establish a process and a cycle to manage them and to score them, and then tools that you might use and criteria to think about in selecting a tool to manage your OKRs. But first, let's take the time today in this whiteboard video to talk about what is an OKR, is it right for you, and then not to miss tips in thinking about putting yours in place. So what is an OKR? OKRs are a three-letter acronym for objectives and key results. And that particular thought process has been turned into a methodology popularized by Google for high growth organizations that help set goals and manage performance from the top all the way down to the individual level. It's a really great way to wrap in all kinds of ideas related to outcomes, accountability, commitments, and agility in the management practice and process of connecting individuals to the larger mission and vision of an organization. That's what we love. The OKR methodology has some inherent best practices and some tips that are really about driving that type of tight alignment and that tight commitment. That said, it might not be right for every organization, so let's determine if it's right for you. The first thing is, it implies that you're engaging all staff, and not all organizations engage all staff in the goal setting and performance management practices. So if you are, keep tuning in. If you're not, you might listen a little bit critically. If you're an organization that has a ton of metrics, in fact, too many metrics to figure out what to focus on and what not to focus on, OKRs really help you dial into the ones that really matter the most. So lots of metrics, need focus, great methodology for you. This is a big one for us. You have to have a clear direction as an organization. There's got to be a mission and a larger, big, bold vision that the OKRs align to and cascade from. If you don't have a clear direction for your organization, you need to stop listening to this and go tune into our videos about mission and vision. A clear direction is required. Otherwise, you just have an OKR puddle, a bunch of objectives and key results that don't really work together and align the organization in a specific direction. And really at the end of the day, goal setting and OKRs is about alignment of resources and talent and energy in a singular direction. And lastly, but also really important, there needs to be a cultural fit. So even just the words that we're using, key results, indicates and communicates commitment and accountability and performance and rigor. And sometimes the organizations aren't quite ready for that, or teams aren't quite ready for that. There's also another inherent thing with OKRs, that the planning and the performance happen on a quarterly basis. It's pretty agile. You don't have to do that, but that's kind of the idea. And that might not be the right fit for you. So just pay attention to that a little bit. I think you'll know if this is the right methodology for your team. So with that, here's a couple of quick not to be missed tips. This is a checklist for you as you're building OKR process in your organization and with your teams. I already talked about setting your direction first. Just really emphasize that. You've got to be aligned as an executive team on where you're going and why. SMART still applies. If you really like the specific, measurable, actionable, realistic or responsible, and time-bound thought process, it's embedded in the OKR methodology. Really, OKRs do incorporate a lot of great best practices in goal setting, particularly the measurable and the accountable and actionable. The word results can be a little bit confusing. A lot of our clients, and we've worked with tons of clients and all types of different organizations applying OKRs and goal setting, results can feel too restrictive. So when we think about results, we should be thinking about quantifiable outcomes as well as verifiable outcomes such as deliverables or initiatives and other such things. So results can be quant metrics and deliverables. Cascading is a little bit different. So we'll talk about that in an upcoming whiteboard video, but there's a little more depth in the cascade. And also there's an opportunity to do some bottom-up planning, and we'll talk about the power of that. Thinking quarterly, we spoke about that already. We'll talk about that in the process whiteboard video. Don't introduce new language. If you have strong planning language in your organization today, maybe it's goals, initiative, action items, KPIs, that sort of thing. There's no magic in these words. There's just some ideas in here that make the planning work a little bit better. So suspend the need to adopt the word specifically if you already have really strong language in your organization. And lastly, we want to introduce the idea that OKRs can really help you think about having a bigger impact. Results can be value to the organization, but more importantly, and equally importantly, value to your community, to your employees, to the environment. So we'd like to introduce the notion of value creation beyond the corporation, and that can really be embedded in the key results process. So more to come on that. So that's your overview of OKRs and OKRs that work. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our other whiteboard videos. Thanks for tuning in. Happy strategizing.